Good morning, everybody. For those of you who did not know, when we first started up, we were still on Frontier because I was doing some tests on Frontier yesterday. Sorry about that. We're back on here at T-Mobile. Bradley Sharp said, "Good morning, Michelle. I'm still love on my channel. I'll join you showing a little bit." Good morning, everyone, said Bradley. Good morning to you, Bradley. Welcome to the show, of course, this morning. And by the way, for those of you who do not know, yesterday there was a solar geomagnetic storm of G4 level, which knocked out the power of Puerto Rico at 12:49 in the afternoon. To my knowledge, the island is still in the dark. So, if you wonder why your friends' calls to Puerto Rico probably not going through the cell towers, it's probably because they ran out of power, or the battery banks ran out of power. So, just be aware of that. So, I don't know exactly if they got power back or not. I haven't heard any updates. This weekend it will be a high of 25 degrees Celsius. Go hammer nails. Bradley, we really need a tank in World of Warcraft or in Turtle WoW. If you'd like to become a tank, that's like a warrior or a paladin. We've already got a hunter, which would be Jantix. We already have a mage, which is Gaming Fairy. We already have a rogue, which is Michelle. We already have a priest, that's me. Although sometimes two priests don't hurt to have two priests in a group. Because sooner or later I want to go into a dungeon. And once we all get kind of in the same level of experience, then we can do dungeons. So that's what we're going to do. So anyway, let me just clean it. I can put my sheets outside to dry, and they're just about dry, so. Okay. Because a paladin is kind of like a warrior, in the sense they can wear armor, they can have a sword, but they also can heal. So it's one of the few dual spec classes in the game. You can actually do healing, and you can do resurrections as well as fight and wear a metal chainmail. I believe you can wear chainmail as well, and of course carry a sword. And ashes to ashes. I'm not begging right now, so please be respectful, okay? No one's asking you to be like that. So, let's put some likes in the like jar, guys. We already have 0 likes in the like jar. So show your fealty to the crown. So, good morning, David S. How you doing today? So, I gave myself a headache last night thinking all the ways the Braille character sets are created. Realizing that using the standard 10-base cells, we realized that for 4 bits you could actually have 16 combinations. So where's the other 5? If you just go for the upper 4 characters, 4 dots. And I was scratching my head trying to remember all the possible combinations, some of which are actually switch in, switch out characters, like you see in Bot Out, in a way. Those of you who don't know, Braille is not the only. I mean, it's just like James Burke's Connection talks about how one thing led to another. For example, the French Lantern Code resulted in Braille. Braille became the basic model of digital communications, including bought out in the 1920s. And yes, Morse code. Of course, Morse code, the DAs had to be represented by length of the dots and the dashes. So, whereas with Braille and later bought out or digital character sets, which also resulted in ASCII and which also created Obsidic. Obsidic came first before ASCII, for those of you who don't know. And Obsidic is full of switch in and switch out characters, but it's 8 bits. So, just a piece of interesting history how they all tie together. I rushed right past the jar. That's okay. Especially since I bet you're going to be all excited to rush into your nice shorts on this Saturday. The swimming pool might still be a little cold, but at least it's going to be warm enough to warrant a dip in the pool. Mother Nature will give you a shower when you're done swimming. Because it is going to be a little sprinkly, according to the National Weather Service information. So, in Connecticut anyway. But, hey, I'll take it with a grain of salt. So, are we going to go to Cumbies today? Why not? Weather's going to be mild. It's going to be nice today. Not as warm as Saturday, but it's still going to be a nice day to get out there and play for an hour a day. Yeah. Okay, let me get the closed captions on, and let me get the chat on the screen on YDU. YDU. I know that Noodles was saying is he has a weekend off because of the holiday coming up. So do I. I have the weekend off. I'm not really doing anything other than tonight. It's Thursday. I didn't drive the truck yesterday because I didn't feel like sitting in that seat for over 2 hours driving a truck just to do a milk run. I just was like, screw this. I got other things I got to do, including getting updates on my games, which I did that. Yeah, you can do that. Open the windows. I gotta take the garbage down to the dumpster today. And I gotta fold the sheets and bring them in. And I noticed that one of the things that I really lack is something that's pretty low priority, but I might put it in my shopping list in the future, is a USB 3.0 USB-A to USB-B extension cord, or USB-A male to USB-A female 3.0 extension cord, which I might buy. But then what I might use it for, it doesn't seem to be working well, which is the DVD Blu-ray drive that Brian PC ordered me. That was the one that I originally requested, because it turns out that it's very, very finicky. Okay, that'd be great, Bradley. So, we're going to be experimenting with some ideas. And one of the things I want to try is the grade 2 braille on the display today instead of just grade 1. Because there's a lot of things that I have forgotten in grade 2, which I kind of want to relearn. The dot 5, the 4, 6, not 5 and 6 contractions are some of the things I had forgotten, which I have to remember those. And the dropped letters, or what they call for dropped word contractions, which also are sounds. A brailer, by the way, is a machine that embosses braille on paper. The Perkins brailer is probably the best known of them. In fact, a Perkins brailer is so ubiquitously common that I really kind of want to get one because I don't have one. And you don't need any special braille paper for it, although standard office paper does kind of suck. Although if you can get the nice glossy type paper, I don't know if it would work very good on photo paper, but it would be kind of hard to punch. It would be very hard to punch. I don't even know if I still have my slate and stylus anywhere. I think I do, but I have to go dig for it. Kind of funny. I'm looking for my stuff from Extended Prices for a Blind. I found some of it on my desk. So, like my different styluses, they have a big stylus and a little stylus. The big stylus is recommended for bigger hands, and the little tiny petite stylus is designed for smaller hands, like children hands, which for me is still frustrating. So I'm gonna be looking into it. Maybe one day saving up some money and buying a Perkins brailer so I can actually have something it's just like a typewriter for the blind. It's just kind of cool, actually. I used to use them a lot when I was at Arkansas Price for a blind at reception. So, right. Cardstock, or we used to print on something that was like cardstock. You can buy it at the Staples. It's not the standard braille paper like the brown paper. But I remember you see something called vacuum forming for making the copies. I wonder if vacuum forming material can be used in a braille writer directly, because I think it can. It'll definitely make permanent dots on the vacuum form material. So that'll be something I'd like to find out is what types. I know regular office paper can be used only lasts for a very short time though. If you use standard office paper, it's not going to last very good for dots. It's just going to mush right down. Yeah. Oh God! Don't tell me my phone's ringing. Yeah, so that's what I would do. But I wondered, can you actually braille on aluminium foil? I wouldn't put aluminium foil into a Perkins braille. Are you crazy? And here's why I say that. Because if you put aluminium into foil into a Perkins braille, especially the light stuff, it'll rip. Yeah, that's true. But maybe something a little heavier. I wouldn't risk it. I used to put braille in my comic books so I would know when I purchased them, because my sister kept saying that, kept stealing my comic books since I was in high school. So after I got back from my Consent Prize for the Blind, I started putting braille on my comic books with my single line slate. And it would tell like the date about the comic book, and I would have so I would use the number sign, and I would say number sign 05/22 1995. And then I would have that in Braille. And then I would have that. So if my sister was ready to borrow my comic books, all I had to do was just zip my fingers over and go, nope, that's mine, because it's got my labeling inside. By the way, I got something to show you guys today that is a little more easier to understand, because there's a thing called Zoom. I'll probably do a special on that one, explaining Zoom in a little while. But basically, what it lets you magnify the screen real huge. I mean, you don't have to make it real huge, but you can make it big. It's really simple to use. So, there's only like 3 commands on it. 1 to magnify, 1 to unmagnify, and 1 to restore screen back to default. So, that'll be easier for a lot of people. Hello, Tiger Kitty, how you doing today? Very interesting how that all works. So the weather this weekend's gonna be great. You're gonna be going outside today. Go to Cumbies. Gotta get a little wiggles and jiggles, and I haven't done any yesterday. I stayed home yesterday. I didn't go out, and I do feel like I am losing some weight. Maybe not a ton. I mean, literally speaking, no, not a ton, but maybe a few pounds here and there, but not really too great. Obviously, I'm wearing the purpley type of dress today and making my muchacha stick out nice. Hey. So you can see that I'm starting to get my weight down. So I had fish fillet. I had chicken patties yesterday. I should have chopped up some broccoli. I didn't think about it. I was kind of in a hurry at the time. I don't have a black eye. You guys are always making me look like somebody's beating me up. No one's beating me up. It's got thin skin on your eye. That's what it is. Yeah. He and I live right now. I am here and I'm live right now. Now, just make sure to let them know what you're watching, or you can even just share out my link to my channel. Let them know about my channel, Bradley. This is the perfect tool for it.
Oh, yeah!
Let people know about my channel. Just tell them to go to http://www.youtube.com/BICHELA4. No, he did not. So let's get up this morning. That's all. I know. I got up. Yeah. I always get dark circles in my eyes. Trust me, I do. Because Michelle didn't get a super ton of sleep last night because her brain was always coming up with ways. What do the other of the 4 upper dots of the Braille cell represent that are not shown besides letters A through J? And so she was going through the mystery, saying what other signs in the upper dot brails are not being used in grade 1. And so she didn't sleep much because she was just thinking braille dots all night long. Yeah. I am here and over at Bradley's stream Pass on the link, please, David S. I'm sorry that it's okay, Bradley, streaming on both at the same time. Let's see if we can make this channel unzip, expand, and explode. Let's see if we can get this channel to grow with legitimate viewers. Let's see if we can make this channel really explode. I mean, if you're over in Bradley's stream and you're over here, pass along the stream information, David S. and Bradley. Let people know. Okay. We want to grow this channel. All right, Bradley. I'll tell you what. Let me go over yours real quick since I can go ahead and make sure I have you as a subscription. Okay, there might be a bit of an echoing effect. Let's see if we can avoid that. Okay, so Bradley, I'm just going to subscribe to you right now. I'm going to temporarily turn on my earpieces so we don't create an echo effect. Because I'm going to come on your channel right now. Okay. Oh, you're vertical, okay. So, no, you are. So, let me just say hi. It is Michelle. Okay. So, okay. Let me turn his sound so you can hear him, but might get a bit of an echo problem. So how's it going, Bradley? Yeah, I see you.
Say hi, Michelle.
Yeah, how you doing? Okay. You might get a bit of an echo issue. If you could mod me, Bradley, give me a magic wrench. Might get a bit of an echo problem. That way I can help you out if you need it. How's it going, Bradley? There you go. Thank you very much, Bradley. Much appreciated. Alright, let me just turn this sound back down so we don't get a bit of an echo because it might create a headache for people. Alright. So I'm turning sound down, but I can still read the closed or the open captions from the Google Chrome, so I can see. Okay. And yeah, the donation link is up. And I forgot to put that up this morning, didn't I? You did. Did you hear Patrick's today? No, I didn't see Patrick's yet. Well, thank you very much, Bradley. Much appreciated. Thank you. Well, maybe I should turn my system on so you can at least hear it. I'm gonna pin my link up here. Pin.
The Daily Dono. See what the text said.
So, how you doing, old X? My God, I can't even read that. It's too small. Well, could always make it bigger. Yeah. So Tiger Kitty's over there too. He's still in his vehicle. No, wait. Are you in your van? Yeah, you got your seatbelt on. So I'm going to assume you are. To my knowledge, I don't know where that's not going into effect until about June. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tech's going to be here in like 15, 20 minutes. Once he gets here, I'll go ahead and end my live, and then we'll do the job, and then once we're done, I'll come back out.
All right, don't forget to tell him to come on over to my channel to continue on the chat here. Okay, because I'm going to get ready to open up the panel here on this side. It's YDU. So let me just drop down and go back on my side so we can focus on our panel so it doesn't get all confusing. So I'll see you over here. Okay, so YDU is the panel link. And so no, we're not. No, Noodles is here. Go ahead, Noodles.
Hey, Michelle. So I found something out that you might find interesting, and this might be the reason why you blocked Red forever. So last night it was discovered and revealed that Red is one of the First Nations tribes, and the tribe that he is from, they partook in cannibalism, Michelle. That was one of their ritual was
No,
cannibalism.
will you stop, please? He's not being blocked. I don't care if he's a First Nation tribe. I don't care if he's part of UNESCO. He's not being blocked by me. He hasn't done anything wrong to anybody recently. For months, actually. I don't know why.
For months? For months. All right. So, Michelle, I'm just trying, we were talking about, how his DNA was fucked up. Michelle, the reason why he's here is because his great ancestors or his great grandfather was eating people. Michelle.
No, cut it out, please. All right. Anyway, so am I a 501c3? No. I don't wear said LOL. Notice how Michelle said, "Go ahead, Noodles," like she was expecting Doom. Well, not necessarily Doom, but I knew he would be coming up on panel eventually.
Okay, Michelle, you want to play these games? You want to take a back seat like Slingshot Warrior? Is that what you want, Michelle?
What do you mean by that, Noodles? Why, you
Michelle,
think
I got the cash. I'm getting a big check this week, Michelle. Humongous check. And guess what, Michelle? Guess what?
Well, that's fine.
Michelle, I could have taken care of your rent for at least the whole entire year. But forget about it.
Don't you have to worry about taking care of your mortgage for at least the entire year?
Yeah, I'm going to pay it off. I'm paying it off right now. As soon as I get this fucking check, Michelle, Dunzo, the house is mine. The car is mine. I got no more fucking bills. Your friggin' rent would be paid for the year, etc. But you don't want to play nice, Michelle. You don't want to play ball. And this is what happens when you don't play ball, Michelle. You don't get anything nice.
Well, okay. Anyone else want to come up on YDU? I gotta take the garbage down to the dumpster today. By the way, I also gotta make sure to change out the cat litter because it's starting to look like it's pretty much end of its prime. No, definitely. Even the so-called tidy cat scoopable cat litter smells like a men's bathroom. I understand that, Bradley. That would make sense. I don't think most of the American Indian tribes really were into cannibalism.
Most of them, yes, most of them were, and they were also into essaying children. By the way,
No, they weren't. Especially not the Iroquois.
says who? Says who? It's funny how like these First Nation people don't want to even know anything about their past. It's very bizarre, very very bizarre.
You know, it was thousands of years ago.
No, it wasn't thousands of years ago. It was like a couple hundred years ago. It was probably like 4 people ago, Michelle.
Okay.
This country is only what 200 something years old.
Yeah, I know that.
That's like 3 people ago.
Actually, it's about 300 years old now. No,
All
it's
right,
not.
that's like 3 people ago.
Or 225. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do know about the term.
Fighting and crunching and all that stuff.
But the point is, Noodles, is I don't think we should blame people for their ancestral behavior. Well, we're at it though. If you want to pick on things, what about what the American imports did to the indigenous people? We didn't exactly treat
Right.
them
We gave them houses. They got houses, plumbing, computers. Yep.
now through the Department of the Interior. Yes, but
you know why they always had tomahawks? Do you know the reason for that? It's not because they wanted them. It's because the whites at the time didn't want to give them the good stuff, like the axes to cut down trees. So we used to trade them tomahawk heads.
Well, if it works, it works.
Yeah, but they used them to kill people.
The French taught the nations how to scalp tiger. Frenchmen would pay scalpers for the scalps of the colonials.
They didn't teach them how to do that. They paid for it.
Well, the point in the matter is when we created the Department of the Interior and the reservation system for a lot of the Native Americans, it didn't really work out in their best interest.
How? I mean, how?
What? Well, first of all, we took away their good fertile land and gave them the least likely to be able to grow food on land.
Michelle, they didn't farm the land, Michelle. They were nomads. They traveled the country following herds of animals.
Some did. Yes, they did.
Well, most of them did. Most of them.
But I can tell you right now, the Iroquois in upstate New York did establish long-term communities.
No, the only ones I'll give it to are those South American natives. They terraformed the Amazon, which was absolutely amazing.
Yes,
but
they
the
did.
way they did it.
And let's not forget about the Mexican too. The Mexicans also had developed complete cities even before Cortez even showed up there.
Yes, and they genetically modified plants, which I'll give it to them.
Maize was one of the first plants that they actually did it with, which later became our corn.
Yep. Very, very intelligent. Thank you very much to the Mexican or the Aztecas. But at the end of the day, Michelle, they were still eating kids and people's hearts and all that crap. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that was part of the sacrificial rituals they were doing, yes. But the point is, Noodles, is I'm not going to blame anybody that's alive now for their ancestors' actions. That makes no sense. We're a little more tribal and not a lot more warlike. Well, what do you think about what modern warfare is?
Well, let me ask you a question. Serious question. Do you think it was right for the rest of the world to take away Germany's ability to create weapons and stuff like that? Because They were afraid that they were going to start another world war after the First World War, and then they did start another world war, and then you know what I mean.
Say what? Really?
Germany started, no joke, right? How many world wars on paper?
2.
Because I know there was like a Prussian war before that, before World War One,
Right.
which was a world war. They just never called it World War One. I think they're responsible for at least 3 world wars.
Right.
Germany.
Yeah.
So why do we? I mean, we judge them based on their ancestors' decisions, right? I mean,
well, good morning, Golden Girl. How you doing today? Good morning to you.
and the Nazis are gone, but we still, I think, in Germany, you're not allowed to have any kind of like, there's hate speech laws. There's can't fly a swastika, and that's because of their ancestors' decisions.
Yeah. Well, what about the hate laws that still exist in this country?
Like what? Which ones? You mean discrimination?
Well, ones that still remain in the history books, like the Jim Crow laws. Those are actually hate laws. You think about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, like again, these were laws that were put into place to control people. When you had the freeing of the slaves, right? The population of the citizens of, let's say, Alabama or Kentucky or whatever it was, right? The Carolinas skyrocketed now. Skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And these people needed to be represented. Unfortunately, they didn't want to turn them into a voting bloc because everyone down there had their own opinions, and they would have voted a certain way, which would have made the North less powerful. And yeah.
We fought a civil war that basically resulted in dividing this country that still has residual remains of being divided even to this day.
That's true. And I think Abraham Lincoln's responsible for that. Abraham Lincoln was probably the worst president we've ever had in our...
Abraham Lincoln was an abolitionist. He was against the whole idea of blacks being segregated like that. He wanted everybody to be treated equally.
The abolitionist movement started that whole idea, but it was really over industry. The United States wanted to take part in this industrial revolution, and they couldn't do it without the crops that we had.
Yes, they do. They certainly do have their own army and a navy, and they're part of NATO, and we have bases in Germany too. Germany is still very successful also as a trade partner with the United States.
Michelle, because we tell them what to do, Michelle. We tell them what to do.
What? No, we do, but then they also... Finally, under Merkel, she started demanding that Germany people, after Trump last time told everybody should pay their fair share, she went ahead and gave them a check. Did you know Germany was one of the few members of NATO that actually paid?
Well, Germany is the only one with money in the EU. That's why Germany holds everyone's fucking banknote over there. And yeah, Germany runs the shit over there, Michelle.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's entirely true, but they are our largest trade partner in Europe. Yes, I agree.
Okay, well, explain to me this, right? When the EU was about to kick off, right? They had to audit every single European country so that they could take part in the euro.
Yeah.
When they audited them, no one had money. They were all lying about how much money they had. And I find it very strange how everyone's against like Elon Musk doing this. It's like, listen, we might not have the money that they say we have. I think 85% of the European Union lied about how much money they had.
Yeah. Well, The thing is with Germany is also that's where the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergs come from. The World Economic Forum is pretty much largely controlled by the German people, or a couple members of the German people. And that's true. And then don't forget you have the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, which also was good friends with Germany. In fact, the Austrian language has a lot of German in it. In Austria.
Well, let me ask you a question, Michelle. Do you think that there's a possibility that Abraham Lincoln didn't have to start a war to get, to end slavery?
He didn't start a war. He ended the war.
No, come on. There was no war going on when he was elected. Michelle, come on. That's absolutely ridiculous.
He was a lawyer from Illinois, okay, which was a pretty frontier at that point, okay? But the truth was, Abraham Lincoln was an abolitionist. He didn't believe in slavery, and I don't either, for that matter. And I still don't believe in slavery in any form, including wage slavery, which is still a form of slavery, believe it or not.
What about sex slavery? Tina Rocker believes in sex slavery.
Buff Carrot wants to know why
Michelle
do blacks
Noodles
hate
why
you?
blacks hate him, Carrot.
How could I tell the truth on them?
He wants to know why black people hate you.
Because I tell the truth on black people, and they don't like it.
Why don't you tell the truth on your own race? You're white.
I'm part of the human race, Michelle.
For example, how
the human race, Michelle, and there's plenty of disgusting human beings out there.
Well, unfortunately, our native ancestors or immigrant ancestors were part of Mussolini. We all knew Mussolini.
Here's the truth. Here's the truth about my ancestors. I know that my father, right, immigrated here from a certain area. I know my mother immigrated here from a certain area. I don't know where the rest of those people came from. I have no idea. I know where
my family came from.
Yeah, you know where they came from, but you don't know if they're actually natives to that area. You have no idea.
Oh yeah, the people.
That's like these Africans that run around, or these so-called African Americans.
All people migrated around the world. Of course, the Italians did, and of course, the Norwegians did. We all did. Hell, my distant ancestor probably basically was one that got sacked up a nice Italian girl. We ended up having the first of the Italian
I bet you my great-grandfather, my great-great-great-great-grandfather beat the shit out of your great-great-great-grandfather.
Yeah, but in the end, guess what? My great-great-grandfather got the girl. It's true. Or my great-great-grandfather, how many times removed, has probably been very successful when he was ransacking Florence and in Rome and came back with some nice stuff besides just this physical possession.
Nah, Michelle, then my great-grandfather made you pay taxes on everything. We went in there with the church. We basically tricked you guys into believing in God and Jesus, and you paid us for it. What a bunch of saps.
Noodles is white Italian. I'm white Italian, Norwegian, German, British, God knows what else. But the point is that he keeps trying to blame another group for some of the stuff that goes on, without forgetting all about what his own ancestry has done. You know, for example,
Michelle, let me ask you a serious question. How come everyone else on planet Earth has the same friggin' hair? Except for you know who.
Right, well, what about the fact that the Nordic people, like my mother's side, are all blondes?
Yeah, but it's still like straight hair. It's the same kind of hair.
My hair isn't that straight. Actually,
like Indians have it, Asians have it, South Americans have it. But the only people that have different hair are blacks. What do you think that means?
I don't know. That means they're still basically humans. They just got a mutation in a genetic gene. That's all.
Basically. Is it possible that black people are the missing link? I don't know. I mean, they talk about this missing link all the time, right? And I'm like, well, maybe it's black people. If you think about it.
Well, let's put it this way. The black people are our grandparents many times removed.
Okay, so if that's true,
so
right,
we're all
then that means that the
basically.
ones.
So in short, we all are very much have to give thank yous to the black people because they're the one who were the first ones here.
Michelle, if that's true, that's like saying the first monkeys that were around were the first human beings or whatever. But Michelle, the human race ended up breeding with other type of humanoids like Cro-Magnon and all this other stuff, right? To become human. Like there was something else that started breeding with something else, and then it made human, right? I mean, we're supposedly that's correct, but Africans don't have that DNA in them. Why?
They do. They have the DNA in them now.
No, they don't. No, they do not. They do not have any kind of Cro-Magnon DNA. Asians have it. Europeans have it. South Americans have it. Central Americans.
I don't know.
I think even Pacific Islanders.
I'm not a genetic historian to go through and go look at all the DNA. Why don't you ask 20 or people do this for their studies? Even if there is now, they're mixed just like we are now.
Okay, but if that's true, Michelle, my question to you is, let's say this is true, that everything that I've read and everything that I've heard. If it is true, does that mean that they are a different type of human? Like maybe like a sub human or whatever?
I think they are actually the first humans, and I think, let's be honest, we are the subhumans. Because when we migrated into Europe, where there was less sunlight, our skin got lighter. Because we didn't get the same amount of sunlight, which would cause the melanin in our skin, cause our skin to get darker.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't need it anymore. And because we started to wear clothing, we lost any potential, most of our residual body hair. Because we were keeping warm by artificial means like skins.
Africans don't have body hair. White people have body hair. What are you talking about?
Trust me, there are some that are very hairy.
Africans?
Yeah.
I've never seen an African jostling around underneath a coconut tree, Michelle, covered in hair. I've never seen that. Doing the jig underneath the coconut tree. It's never happened, Michelle.
Well, I have. But it's true, you see a lot more hairy men in the white side than the black side. But to say that they don't have hair in their chest is incorrect. They do.
Michelle, again, my question to you is, if the first human being came out of Africa, okay, like Lucy, what do you think Lucy would look like? Do you think Lucy would look like me and you, or do you think it would look like Wishbone?
Well, she was. I think she would have been Homo erectus. I think.
Okay, right, Homo erectus, and then Homo erectus comes out of Africa and does what? And just starts growing? No, Homo erectus. Homo erectus started interbreeding with other human species, subspecies.
Okay,
which created.
Well, then there's a question. Then, where did the other subspecies come from?
Well, they've been around.
They already existed, right? So
yeah.
Then the next question is, then we can go back to the Bible for a minute. You want us to talk about the Bible and Adam and Eve, right? Well,
yes.
There were already other people already there on the earth at the time of Adam and Eve. What happened to
Michelle,
them?
What happened was Adam and Eve were created, right?
Right.
And then once they left the garden, Michelle,
humanity already existed in the primates. You see? Now that's a part of it that confuses a lot of people.
Michelle, after that, Adam and Eve had kids, and the kids split up and became different tribes. Michelle, that's what they're talking about.
Okay, I'll take David's word on this. Very few natives have. Most natives have very little body hair. Okay. it's just interesting. Okay, yeah. Well, in that case, then that's not quite correct either, because clearly Noah actually they came from Middle Asia, right? You know, because if you study the original story of Noah, it actually goes back to Gilgamesh. The fact of the matter is, the Mediterranean area. So what about the people in Africa? You would think they would have been affected by the flood too, right?
North Africans are not sub-Saharan Africans. If you look at North Africans, they are not. They're the major. So the reason why there's black people in North Africa was because there was I forgot the name of the emperor that came up and conquered Egypt, and they traveled up north. Before that, the genetic makeup was mostly of Portuguese farmers. There was a group of people that came out of Portugal and became very successful in North Africa with agriculture, and they were the original North Africans that were actually Egyptian. They went all the way out to Egypt and Palestine.
I'll just leave it at that point because, like I said, I don't have the anthropological evidence to verify any claims right now. But just to say is that it's very interesting, the story of man, but it takes so long to go through all the archaeological record.
All right. Bottom line, Michelle. Bottom line, Africans are way, 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 way different compared to every other human being on planet Earth.
And what about Brian Kay?
You're more related to like an Indian than an African's related to an Indian.
All right. What about Brian Kay though? He's from South Africa.
No. I'm talking about where the DNA comes from. So if you took Brian's DNA, they would say, "Oh, yeah, you're definitely not sub-Saharan African. He's probably like some kind of fucking French faggot or something like that."
Really? I don't know. Greasy? I used to have greasy hair as a kid. That's why. Well, what'd you say about most people with Nordic descent? Like Lincoln skin cancer. Yeah, okay, I'll go there. Yeah.
If you're of Nordic descent, you're a gook. That's basically what you are. I mean, the Sami people are friggin' like Asians that ended up in Northern Europe and became very successful. You're basically an Inuit if you're from Scandinavia.
Actually, we went up. We didn't go up the Asian land bridge. We actually, a lot of them came in from the Southern European and slowly moved their way up north. And when we did, there's a couple things about most people in the northern people, which is still true. They very rarely ever develop lactose intolerance. Do you know why? Because their body needs the milk for the vitamin D3. That's why. They never developed lactose intolerance. Most Nordic people don't get, Northern Europeans in general don't get lactose intolerance. That's why dairy is a major part of our diet. It still is. From bringing goat milk to cow's milk to milk from other animals, that's what we did, especially in the wintertime.
Domesticated animals. Which, by the way, the Native Americans did not have. They did not have domesticated animals. Another thing that I wanted, up until a couple hundred years ago, Native Americans didn't have domesticated animals. Believe it or not.
You are right. You're right. Most people, when you say the Sami,
a couple hundred years ago, Michelle, not thousands of years ago, a couple people ago.
Okay, well, right, that's true. We did teach the Native Americans to start animal husbandry. Yes, we did. Because, right, they mainly were hunter-gatherers. But they were happy doing it, and they was for their society. That was a major part of their lifestyle.
Michelle, I don't know about that. I mean, you really think that they were happy doing that? Or you think they just did it?
Right. Well, that was just because that was part of their life. You know.
You're right. It's just because they did it. I don't think they were happy doing it. I mean, if they were happy doing it, don't you think they'd be living like that right now? Don't you think that people would just be like, "Oh my God, yeah, let's go live like Indians"? I mean, Red doesn't even live like an Indian. He lives like a white boy.
Grace, that's an interesting question. No, I'm not on the spectrum because my hair is bleached. I'm on the spectrum because of the traits that I carry mentally in my way I handle and process information, the way I think. Your hair color does not put you on the spectrum. It's not one of the requirements. I have ocular albinism, not ocular cutaneous albinism. Okay, there's a difference. Cutaneous referring to skin. So I'm not ocular cutaneous albino. I am ocular albino, which means it's my eyes are the traits of albinism. So but you do still burn pretty easy. Oh yes.
Albino.
No, Planomus, that would not. That's not gonna. It makes no sense. All of Michelle's hair follicles probably would be saying, "Thank God."
Michelle, remember when Bianca made fun of your hair getting all fried out? Said it was very brittle. Remember when she got jealous that we were hanging out? Remember that?
Who?
Bianca. Seasons.
Yeah.
Remember when she did that to you?
Oh, she get mad at me and you hanging out?
Yeah, and then she started making fun of your hair. Remember, she said that, "Oh, you're gonna burn your hair out. You can't be doing that."
Oh, that's still a really valid concern, though. Yes, you can burn my hair out. Unfortunately, but then, like my hairdresser said, your hair's been pretty tough. It stands out to a lot, which is amazing. Yeah. Good morning, Hammer Nails. Good morning to you. 28 people in the house, 69 views, 14 likes, $4.66 in the kitty. Thank you. I didn't even see that message here.
Michelle, I'm gonna warn you right now, Michelle. All right, I'm gonna warn you right now. All right, and if you fuck this up, and if Red fucks this up, I'm gonna be very, very pissed, Michelle. All right, very, very pissed. We got someone coming over here, Michelle. Okay, so I don't want there to be a fucking problem again. All right, so all you jealous fucking losers, all right, can chill the fuck out and let this person do whatever this person wants to do. So just stop.
And who is this person?
You'll find out soon, Michelle.
Okay.
It's definitely not Slingshot Warrior, that cocksucker.
It's not Cassandra, is it?
No.
He won't tell me.
No, I can't right now. I'm still waiting for this person to get back to me about. This person is very much interested, Michelle.
My hair already has yellow tint in it. The camera just keeps it, besides, we can't bleach it too much to totally take all the color pigment because that weakens the hair. So you're always gonna have some yellow in the hair. Colonials had no sense of direction. Oh, I don't disagree with that. It was the colonial people that actually were very much thankful for the Native Americans to help them to understand how to prepare.
Prepare these nuts.
Yeah. A whole hour. Well, I know that Megan Fox did that before a gynecological exam. She bleached her butthole. That's kind of weird to think about why she would do that. Christine said, "Have you ever tried purple shampoo?" Yes, I do know about it. I have tried it. But I've also found out it's very, very timing. Can get it in and out of the hair just right time is important, or your hair turns purple or purpley. So I had some left over here. I think I tried a couple different brands. The one brand that was kind of recommended worked okay, but you were very timing it just around the time to keep it in the hair, rinse it out was important. David said the native code talkers helped win World War II. The Japs couldn't figure out why they were saying that's true. And let's not forget the Alaskan natives were the ones who actually helped keep Alaska safe from the Japanese too. Because they knew.
Well, let's not forget that all the statutory rape cases in the country, 85% of them are from Native Americans. But let's whatever.
Michelle, the first shiny treasures because you get more. Oh, shitty treasured because you got more. I don't know what that means.
All right, come on, guys. Let's.
Some native service covert upper operatives because some look Middle Eastern. Yeah, that would make sense. Of course, that was because a lot of them still have a lot of traits from crossing the original land bridge from Europe. If he brings up anywhere, just boot them. Don't end the show. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know who he is bringing up.
This person is about to expose Red to no end. No end.
I don't really think that's fair.
Why? Michelle, you said the guy hasn't done anything to you in a couple months. I mean, you realize he's going to do something to you again, Michelle. It's just a matter of time. And then you're going to forgive the guy again. It's enough forgiving, Michelle. Enough forgiving.
There's nothing wrong with him bringing people of the Afro-American descent on the show. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Oh boy, this is gonna be one of those days, I think.
But what do you have to do today?
Well, what do you have to do today? Well, nothing specifically. That it's gonna be nice.
So it's gonna be one of those really easy, relaxing days again. You could tell, right?
Yeah, you realize it's gonna be 25 degrees Celsius on Saturday, right?
What is that?
Figure it out. Try about
no. Why don't you just tell me? Why don't you just tell me?
Try about 85, 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay. So then, why don't we go to the beach?
I don't really know about going to the beach, but Besides, I don't think the beach at the lake is open yet.
We're not going to go to the lake. We're going to go to the ocean, Michelle.
I already got things I got to do this weekend.
Don't you want to walk in the sand?
We got the night show at 7 o'clock. Which is a Discord panel on Saturday.
Who cares about that? Who cares about the Discord panel? That Discord sucks.
Oh, what do you mean by that? Discord sucks.
That Discord sucks. It's just boring. Like, it's basically run by Red, right?
No, it's not. You haven't even been on my Discord.
Yeah, refuse to go. Guys, don't go to her Discord. If you're part of that Discord, get out. I'm telling you right now. Leave that Discord now. I'm telling you guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to leave that Discord.
My Discord's not private.
Don't ever go into that Discord.
Whose Discord are you talking about?
Yours.
Mine's not private, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling everyone that Red is in there doxing people, harassing people, telling people that, creating drama over there. Get him out of there, Michelle.
He is not. I read the messages. He's not doing anything on my Discord.
Michelle, what was the last thing he did to you? Out of the many.
What the last thing he did to me?
Yeah.
That's it. I don't remember. That's why I'm not going to kick anybody, because it just didn't do anything. If I can't remember it, then it must not have been a major big deal.
Oh, Michelle, how do you know he even did it?
He used to complain a lot about Carmen, but he hasn't done that lately. That's because Carmen's been
Michelle, he was trying to throw you into a nut house, remember? He said you were possessed by Satan.
Yeah,
Michelle.
I remember that one. Well, he knows now I'm not. Yeah, I know, but what it is, Galaxy Eyes, when I deviate from the schedule, everybody gets all frustrated because they're used to certain programs being on at certain times, and then they're not, and then they get, like last night, we didn't drive. And of course, I didn't hear anybody talk about it, but I know they were going, once you go through Brazil again, I think the problem with Brazil is that it sometimes is a little frustrating.
Brazil. I'm going to go see a Brazilian band in March, Michelle.
What's that?
I'm going to go see a Brazilian band. Yeah.
Well, right now March is over, so.
I mean, sorry. May. Sorry.
May. Okay. You're used to schedule, Michelle. It's okay. Yeah, I'm used to having a schedule because I like to have stability and consistency.
So why don't we just do the 7 o'clock night show from the road?
Because unfortunately enough is I can't read the chat easily when I'm on my phone.
You don't need to read the chat, Michelle. I thought we already discussed this. About chat reading. You don't need to read it. It's not how you make money. Michelle, you made $700 reading chat. You realize that, right?
No, I'm not doing anything tonight, really. Tomorrow is Turtle Wow night.
Ugh.
Yeah. Things are very chill on my Discord.
Chill?
Yeah, they're chill. Yeah, right. We're going to go to Misquamicut. How long is it going to take him to get to Rhode Island from here? Takes about 2 hours. Takes about 2 hours to go to Squamicut. And then again, it takes him about 2 hours to pick me up. And I haven't even tried out Tiger Katie's bathing suit yet. I gotta try that out. Well, you lost weight since you got it, so not much, but you lost something. Yeah.
You weigh so much, Michelle. I can't believe it.
What do you mean?
I couldn't believe how much you weighed when we weighed you that day. You were just like maybe 2 pounds under 300. 2 pounds under 300.
Well, I already lost a little bit since that, because my underwear certainly feels bigger now.
I think it's because Krista's not around. I think you two were going out way too much, Michelle, getting those fucking milkshakes, those cheeseburgers. I mean, you guys won't stop.
Could be, but again, was also a social thing too.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but Muscomica, we like that because that's where my family's been. And I hope there's no jellyfish. Oh, God, yes. I remember the first time we went to Muscomica Beach with my parents. They had a jellyfish infestation, and they were stinging us like crazy.
You're a monkey. You're a monkey, wonky, monkey. Monkey, wonky, monkey. Monkey, wonky, yeah, you.
There's a lot of great stuff in my Discord, like Hammer Nails has mentioned. There's a lot of interesting areas in the Discord.
You got nails like a gorilla. You got the face of a horse. Your body's the shape of a pineapple, and
That's
your
a good
breath.
question, Noodles. How much
It
do
smells
you
like
weigh?
shit.
How much do you weigh?
Me?
You.
I told you I weigh a dainty 165. I mean 265.
Well, you're also shorter than me too.
Oh, your asshole is so fucking big because you poop massive turds out of that thing. It's so fucking big. You got polyps everywhere.
Please stop. Your singing isn't that great.
You're a very, very, very unhealthy girl. You're a very, very, very unhealthy girl.
Please. All right. I'm asking nicely. Please stop singing. All right. And by the way, I don't know about bench pressing Noodles. He's got muscles I don't have, so I wonder who would win in a sumo match, Galaxy or Comedy Flu or Noodles. That's a great question. Since sumo match involves using your bulk, I would think that Comedy Flu could beat Noodles in the sumo match.
How come Comedy Flu isn't allowed on your panel right now?
Probably because he's still asleep.
He did something recently. They took away his internet again.
Well, Golden Girl wasn't there to turn it off, so I don't know what he supposedly did. Maybe Golden Girl just didn't bother to leave the internet on. And so he used up his data on his phone. That could be true. Yeah. Like when I started the stream up this morning, I forgot I was on Frontier. So when I first started the stream, the video quality was a little bit on the yuck before we started the actual intro. So I had to switch over to T-Mobile because I forgot I was still on Frontier. Ay, were those bits bad? They sure were bad bits. Oh yeah, by the way, I got there's T-Mobile bill. It was like $300 and something, like $305.
$305. Shit.
That's because I'm still paying the EIP on my cell phone. Duh. Yeah.
Hey, Michelle, do you think Justin got a ride to the East Coast Slingshot tournament, or do you think he's lying?
I don't know. I don't know. Do
you think he's lying about the story of Creepy Creek?
Actually, I like Megan Fox. Thank you very much. She's fun. I like her. She's fun. I like. I mean, she's just got a kind of a funny sense of humor. I like Megan Fox. So the first question though is, I don't know if he got it right or not. He could have. Like I told him, since he's a Christian, he understood this. The Lord will provide. Very dangerous. Yeah, he's home alone. Somebody blocked me, and I had to unblock her so she could come up on the show. She was watching us drive the truck. She found it kind of enjoyable, actually. I don't think she's on meth, but she does drink a lot.
Who? Megan Fox?
What? Yeah, Megan Fox, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got 16 minutes, 53 seconds, 82 views, 28 people in the house, 15 likes. We need to get some more likes in, guys. Come on. Get some more likes and likes. What?
Donations are downtown Julie Brown, Michelle. Downtown Julie Brown.
Actually, they're not down that much. She does only smoke weed.
How many donations do you receive today, Michelle? 2 or 1?
$4.66. If you're so interested to know.
Downtown Julie Brown.
No, Megan Fox is not an actress. Our Megan Fox is from Virginia, West Virginia. Different Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Donations are coming back up, and viewership is going up too, Noodles. Now it looks like the fake subs are actually watching the show more, which is good. So they're not fake subs. Night. So that's good if they're watching the show. She comes on late at night. She was on the trucking stream a couple truck shows ago. Yeah. She tends to be more on the internet at night than in the daytime. Yeah. It's one of those quiet days today. Why don't you come on up, Tiger Kitty, and say hi? Yeah, why don't you come on up, Tiger Kitty? Why don't you come up, Bradley, if you feel up to it right now? Even Moose, why don't you come up if you have the link? YDU is the link.
Seems like nobody wants to come up and hang out with you, Michelle. That's weird.
No, they do. I'm thinking waiting for Comedy Flu to get out of bed so he can come up, because that's usually when everybody starts showing up.
Seems like nobody wants to come up, Michelle.
That's not necessarily true, Noodles. Yep, not necessarily true.
All right, well, I'm gonna go buy myself an acoustic guitar, Michelle. You want me to take you in the store with me? We'll go check out some acoustic guitars.
Yeah, that's good. What, standard 5-string, 6-string, 10-string?
6-string.
Okay.
And get like maybe a cheap Fender for $120.
Everything else, much appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Hammer and Nels. Much appreciate that. There you go. There's another donation.
All right, shut up, Michelle.
Well, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. So, I mean, I know your channel's been doing okay too, I think. I don't know. I don't actively watch your channel much, but how are you? How is your channel doing?
Oh, it's awesome. Oh, God. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, don't forget, guys, we are still going to be having Saturday night open Discord panel like we did last week. And this time I'll make sure it's demonetized before we start. Just like I just demonetized this one when Noodles came on. And then once it's all done and YouTube is done scanning through it, I'll turn the monetization on like I did for yesterday's stream. I can't say out in the water. I have no idea what his numbers are. Good question. What are your numbers, Noodles? How many donations do you get a day? He fell asleep. Oh, well. He crashed out. Oh, he was snoring. You sure you didn't have a heart attack or something evil? I hope not. Well, he's obviously sacked out. So, why don't we just send him home for the call?
What?
Oh, he's up now? Yeah. Because once he's going to start snoring, he's got the seat back. So, I'll just remove him for now. He can come back up a couple and he's ready. Yeah, he's laying down right now. So, I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know how much his numbers are. Because I have no way of checking his digits of how much donation he got or any of that stuff. So if anybody knows how much money Noodles brings in a single show, thank you much, Henry knows. I do want to thank you at that. Well, I don't know much about musical instruments, but I was going to buy an inexpensive student-grade violin from Cecilia or Medini originally. Now, I might be an option in a few months to buy my violin I've been talking about for so long. Yeah. Actually, might be more comfortable holding it with my right hand. Tall string. Electric or acoustic? I never seen an 11-string guitar in my life until I was watching that one video from Saturday night. Yes, I know you can. You also can get some real basic disposable garbage too, but whatever you can afford, you know. But yes, you can get some good violins on Amazon. Instead of buying a violin, just buy a cat. I got one of my bass guitars for violin. Acoustic or electric bass? I was thinking about buying an electric violin, like either Cecilia or Medini electric one. Because that way I figure I would be able to put it through effects pedals and electric. Oh, hybrid electric acoustic. Okay. I still wouldn't mind having a nice portable electronic organ. I know what you're gonna say. Wait, isn't it kind of an oxymoron? A portable electronic organ? Like with 2 manuals and maybe with the simulated tone wheels, like some of the newer Hammonds that came out. Yeah. Okay. Well, yes, the violin is and the cello and the viola are the hardest instruments to learn because there's no fretboard. That's why. I didn't file taxes because I didn't make enough this year. Maybe in 2026, however, when I get my only W-2s and my 1099s. Actually, you don't get W-2s if you're self-employed. You get your 1099s. Yeah. Maybe then you might start paying taxes. If Trump doesn't get rid of the IRS by that time. Yeah, well, I don't know how the taxes work in Canada, but I know that you have a pretty well-paying job out on the wire. Working on it, Chris. I just paid $200 to Amazon, and next month I'm gonna pay another $200 to Amazon, which means I owe nothing on Amazon. That's one credit card paid off, and then we're gonna be working extra hard to pay off the Capital One this month. I'm gonna give them about $200 in Capital One, because of the fact that I bought my Braille display on my Capital One. For testing purposes, I set my Braille display to contracted grade 2 Braille, and I'm going to see if I can remember how to do the contracted grade 2 Braille on it. I spend my returns on. Well, that's interesting. My main guitar is a 6-string electric MicheleMarieDalene revolver with double humbuckers and a Floyd Rose tremolo. Okay. Well, Chris, I don't always buy things in credit. The most expensive thing I bought on credit, besides the UPSs, is this. It's right now. I gotta experiment more with this. So I set for grade 2 Braille on it, because I was gonna play with this afternoon. When you're gonna show how Zoom works. Yes, that'll be a great video for today, Loam. Show Zoom. Yeah, show Zoom. I will. Zoom is another adaptive tool from the Mac. Oh, let's make your screen big, screen magnifier. I was playing around with that. It's pretty straightforward, simple, by the way. If you want to make your screen bigger, it's easy. You can also shrink the screen too. Yeah, you can shrink it as well for whatever reason you want to shrink your screen. I can't think of too many reasons, but I don't want to be a slave to credit. No, I agree with you. It was just that the Braille display was offered at a price that was just absolutely so tempting, because it was such a hard thing to find, given the price of these things. They're insane. Yeah, I understand that. Buying things that need repair. I've done that. Do you have the Braille display turned on? Control, option. Wait, hit this key. I don't think I have it turned on though. Oh, I don't think I have voiceover turned on. I have to go back and make sure the switch is on, but I do have it. Sped by the feds, but that's okay. The point is that the weather's going to be nice. I'm not going to be sitting in this house. Screw that. I'm going out. I'm going out. I'm going out. I'm not sitting in this house today. I gotta change cat litter first, though. Bring the garbage downstairs. Yeah, that's not much. Really, $69. So we're gonna pay off this credit card bill, and then eventually I want to pick up a Perkins brailler someday. I've always wanted to get one ever since I was using a market center price for the blind. They're having a Perkins brailler. That's true. Understandable. Yeah, but that'll be different then. Right now it's just nice to see the temperature starting to modulate upwards. Like the spring steward realizes that cold weather can kind of suck. How you doing, E? Good morning to you. Good morning, E. I love having no credit. I was at 10,000 at one point. I paid it off and never used it again. Well, not everybody is so lucky, unfortunately. I try not to go crazy buying stuff on credit. But, like I said, like I did with the Braille display, yield to temptation for it may never pass this way again. Especially when you see a Braille display for $450 in good condition, actually in excellent condition. It works fine. The other things I wish it did have, besides rubber dome buttons, I wish it had switches that were more like a Cherry MX Blues with a click, so you could feel it really click when it engages instead of having rubber domes. Almost totally repaired an El Caban guitar that was almost totally. Ah, you mean you bought one from Quick Draw McGraw, huh? Oh, come on! Bang! Before Quick Draw McGraw comics strips were always funny. The cartoons are always making me laugh. He doesn't get guitar as a weapon. Yeah, I'm looking for the same thing. I'm almost there. Almost at 800. Almost at 800. I just gotta, like 770. Yeah, not bad. Well, that takes skill, David. That's no doubt. Yeah. So, me. Oh, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. When you said El Kabang, I kind of bust out laughing. Yes, I understand that. But, Grace, I didn't buy the Braille display to sell it. I bought the Braille display to use it, for example. If I was to sell this right now, The new cord I put on it, the new cloth cord. Oh, I mean, this cord is so posh. Ooh, it's cloth. I love my cloth wire. You love your cloth cord. It feels so nice in my hand. Gotta love the cloth cords. So, yeah, I got my cloth cord here. I might decide to get something for my stream deck.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, USB-C right angle cloth cord. Sexy. Oh. No, that's okay out of the wire. It's just like when you're leveling up in the World of Warcraft. When every time you get a higher level doesn't mean getting to the next level is going to be easier. So when you stay hitting 1,000 in your credit score, it's going to probably take you ages. Do they go to 1,000? They should. Why not? You also see you'll get your credit score down to 0 for those who really want to go the opposite direction. Oh, that would be easy. Just don't pay your bills. That's what I think is why Donald Trump thinks the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Finance Board, Consumer Financial Credit, whatever. People who run the credit scores. He thinks they're kind of broken, and I think they're right. Right now, neither one. At this point, right now would be a terrible time to buy a house. No, seriously, guys, don't buy a house right now. Like, the credit and the interest rates are insane. Why did they set the rates the way they did in the system? Is ridiculous. The highest you can get is 900. Why don't they go to 1,000? Why don't they just go from 0 to 10? Good question. Why didn't it go from 0 to 1,000? That's okay. But see, David S., you got skill there. I don't have that talent. My dad probably could have done it, but because he worked in Ovation Instruments for a long time making guitars. But I don't know if my father would have still been working on somebody brought him a guitar and acoustic and say, "Hey, could you fix this up?" I don't know if my dad would have done it or not. Maybe he would. I don't think my dad ever I think after he left Ovation Instruments, I think he kind of decided to kind of give up on the guitars. It takes a lot of work to make guitars. Yeah, they do. I'm not too worried about credit right now. As I said, I'm not going to go out there and get a mortgage at this point because the market is too volatile right now. It's just not worth it. If you get a mortgage right now, the interest rates are high and the prices of houses are even higher. Once the market crashes again, I'm going to definitely be more likely to jump in there. Yep. I probably can get a Discover card if I really wanted to now. Oh, it's a hard card to get. Discover card. I tried to get a Discover card, and they're like, no, 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 no. I'm like a sheep. Nah, 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 nah. Sorry, no good. I'm not giving you a card. Go elsewhere. And I was like, oh yeah, I get it. Like I said, my father worked in the section where they would put the frets in, but the glue caused a reaction and an allergic reaction. So they had to take him off the fret line because he couldn't do the frets. Yeah. So, I mean, they have 104 views, 20 minutes, and 15-second engagement. I'm sorry though that Noodles is kind of biased against Red. I don't really think it's fair. I'm not saying Red doesn't have his moments, but for the most part, I never had a problem with Red in a while. So he doesn't like Carmen. Well, she's around here somewhere, I know that. I'm always listening. I figure you're always listening. Well, I not. You guys have cell phones. I have ways of listening too. I have the spirit phone. You have the spirit phone. Something like that. Yes. Okay. I'll leave it at that. So you going to take advantage of nice weather today? You're going to go outside. You're going to do some good stuff. You're going to take out the garbage. You're going to take down the garbage. Yeah. Clean cat box. Yes, that too. Oh, yes. Trust me. It's not far from stinking. Even though you took out the clumps, it still smells like a bathroom. It does. Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you what. If Trump doesn't, if Congress, notice it's not specifically a Trump issue, if they don't come up with a real stimulus check to help people during this economic downturn, they're going to lose. They're going to lose out again. Okay, that's the truth. Look, people have mixed feelings of what's going on. Some people, and I'm one of them, say that's a terrible time to do this. What Trump's trying to do. It's just almost like Trump is saying is we're gonna kick this problem with this budget and stuff, heck or high water. Really? Yeah. While you're making everybody else in America suffer. I don't know if that's a great idea, Trump. But I'm a moderate Republican, but I'm willing to basically, voice my dissent. I just think it's terrible timing. I don't think it's working. Where do you think stimulus checks come from? Tax revenue. Right. But the so-called Doge check, which is not a stimulus check at all, is probably not going to be a thing until maybe next year. Well, if there's jobs to get, people will do them. That's true. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But America also needs to realize that we've been spoiled rotten by getting things from overseas. And as we learned during the Big C, when all your manufacturing is overseas, during a crisis like that, and you don't have enough American-made productions to make things like masks, it's just show the total failure of trade system. SSI program is paid by Human Health and Human Services. It's not a stimulus check necessarily, but that's a whole nother story. It's an entitlement program. Yeah, but you know what, though? He is still a Democrat. He just happened to win the support of the Republican people. I think RFK's got some valid points, and I don't disagree with his valid points. Wanting to get rid of the FDA or reform the FDA is definitely something that I'm surprised that no Republican has ever thought about. Because she's not an American. I'm not an American citizen, for one thing. Yeah. And second of all, I don't even have my own green card or any kind of TIN or anything. Taxpayer identification number. Yeah, I agree with that. Yes, I would agree with that as a form of redistribution of wealth. I don't know, it gets complicated. Well, that's good. I mean, I think RFK is doing a good job. I don't have a problem. I don't always agree with everything everybody's doing, but I don't have a problem with his efforts to try to fix an agency that has become very broken. I think it's a good thing. Don't mean he's going to be successful, but we hear this Bloomberger for months when he started complaining about big gulps. My dad kept posting pictures of him as claiming big gulp cups on their heads. Needs to go back to people want to slow down. The people, oh yeah, I agree. But it's the thing is, with the FDA has been always green lighting as the use of additives in our food products that have over 3,000 additives, and only 300 additives are allowed in the EU. EU will not import a lot of our products because a lot of our food does not meet EU quality control. I would say we need to work on this. We need to make better food, healthier food choices. So it's a sticky wicket because a lot of some things we always have our red number 40 and other food colorants, and even though they were kind of questionable for a long time, well, if people knew what the stuff they were using in the foods, they probably would have kind of backed away. You know, well, I say not a problem to take responsible actions on your food choices. I don't have a problem with that. But people also need to know what some of the stuff really does. For example, does the average person know what soy lectin does? It says it's an emulsifier. Well, what is an emulsifier? Well, in short, an emulsifier, which is used in things like to create a smooth, creamy consistency. So, like a lot of things use emulsifiers, and like a regular American chocolate has an emulsifier in it. But most people have no idea what an emulsifier is. They don't know what soy lecithin is. They don't know what a lot of this stuff is. It's not like, I mean, they can get the information if they really want to know, but most people have lost a lot of their brain cells from the education system that has let them down, so they have no idea. Even if they did find the information on Wikipedia somewhere, what this stuff would mean. Yeah. I don't know what anything is. Well, McDonald's food, it's not necessarily the worst, but it's not necessarily the best either. So it's just average fast food junk. The public panel link, the morning show, it's an invite link, but the Saturday night show at 7 o'clock is in the public Discord and is open to anybody to join in the lounge. You just gotta join the Discord to be on the panel on Saturday nights. And that gets pretty busy. The main reason we keep the link private is because of some bad people that used to come up here and do some really bad, despicable stuff. Right. No, so Ashes to Ashes, if you want to join us on Discord on Saturday night panel, come on up. I'm all ears. And God knows, Michelle's got big ears. So Ashes, come to this link here. Will share it to you directly. I'll just copy it so you can have it. Copy that, and I'll send it to you directly. So at AS in space. There. Come on over to the Discord and join up now. Get verified, which is easy. Just say hello to everybody in general chat. They'll give you the verified badge, and then you can join us on Saturday night panel at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Usually runs until about 10 or 11 o'clock. Yeah. Right. Well. Yeah, we're gonna definitely have to clean the cat box. Yeah, it smells like a dirty men's bathroom. I did declump it, but yeah, you know what I mean now. Yeah. That'll be something I'm gonna be doing. I'll bring another bag of garbage down with the first bag of garbage this morning. So we're gonna be going back out, take out the garbage, take care of the kitty box, putting the litter in. Well, there's a lot of reasons why they don't make 3 liters. Besides the fact that they're clunky. Yeah, they don't fit a lot of holders. Yeah. Actually, I think some stores do still sell soda in 3-liter bottles, but generic soda. Yeah, we do. Yeah, I know. I do that. Unfortunately, a lot more than I should. Not all of them, though. Ours is not. Ours is not like ours isn't. I mean, we don't have a cesspit of trolls. We're not Fish Tank. Oh yeah, Fish Tank is bad. Yeah. Well, the thing nice about the way we do our Discord is we also encourages people to join our Discord because you can see the stuff that we discuss off the show. So before you start judging our channel, our Discord as being a den of trolls, I would suggest check it out first. You'll find out our Discord is not like that. We really do run a nice Discord. No, he's not. But he also wants to make sure that companies are slipping a Mickey in the food they're selling you. That's what it really is. The companies are trying to save money, and they will slip a Mickey of junk and stuff into your food, and strange chemicals, and I do agree with the concern about cell phone radiation. I use Google Meets for panels, yes. Yep. Simple. The link's not here. Duh. We do have one that we do use to open links sometimes. EJT. Everyone just talks. If you want to have that link, which I'm not on it right now, but it is this. That would be our public EJT link. Yeah, I don't like to drink soda too much. Once in a while I do. The soda fountain has been broken at Cumbies, except for the lemonade, Tropicana lemonade. That's the panel link we sometimes use for the public open panels, EJT. It's a really public panel. Unfortunately, there's some unsavory people that took advantage of that panel to create all kinds of harm. And so I think it's time to get ready to take care of the cat box and stuff. While the sun is still nice and sunny and warm, and no, government can't change that. Unfortunately enough, that. Yeah, but Ashes, I just typed it to you as a direct message, no bot. Oh, no, I sent to you. Well, water normal really doesn't have a taste. You should go get together with David S. You know. Well, maybe we could. Maybe David S. one day might come up here. I'm after searching for uranium glass. Not today. I haven't heard from Nance. No. Well, guys, it looks like we're getting ready to wrap it up. Ugh. Take out the garbage. Well, yeah, I'm not really into fish that much. I mean, I like fish, yes, but right now it's time to get ready to get the garbage downstairs and then figure out what we're going to do for tonight. It's Thursday. Yeah. So everybody, I want to say thank you for coming up on the show today. It really was interesting for the most part. I mean, it was Noodles brought up some interesting points, but let me just say is what our ancestors did doesn't mean that we should be held accountable for their actions, because that's just plain stupid, you know. People do that all the time. Yeah, I'm sure you do, David. But for now, it looks like it's going to be a good day to get outside today. Saturday and Friday. Yeah, so it's going to be a nicer day today. So get out there and do something today. Get out there and do something useful.
Oh, yeah!
I'm going to get ready to kind of wrap it up because it looks like it's getting kind of quiet right now. I still hate the taste of beer. I love the taste of wine, but we all know where that leads us to, right? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah!
Alcoholism 101. Yep. Well, everybody, I think it's time to get a blessing out and get ready to head out to take care of some house chores. May all of you have a happy, safe day. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the warmth and the sun. Get out there and do something fun. And don't forget that we love you. God loves you. The angels love you. Say hello to your spirit guide. And be thankful for the good things you get. The service is ended. Go out there and show peace, love, and kindness, compassion. And don't forget to party on, dude, at the same time. Absolutely. Until later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.
MicheleMarieDalene, I will always be there for you. Michelle, never stop believing in yourself. Go out there and show the world what you can do. Go kick some ass and have a good time doing it. I love both of you so much. I love how far you have come on YouTube.
In the summer's embrace, she finds her way. Twisting and turning, she won't let things sway. With love for the music and fire in her soul, she